So was the way of God, never known to men. For every way that man knew not the way that he is, he did not know the way that his world, that earth is also the way that he is. Everything that is hidden within man represents the way in which this earth works. And when man did not know himself, he had no way of knowing how the earth on which he dwells, that is his world, how is it that it really works? The earth gives to man everything that he needs, everything that he knows, and everything that he is. And because man did not know the relationship that he shares with his world, he did not know that whatever he would give to the world, that the world did not give to man, that the world would return it back to man. The true knowledge of yourself is the wisdom of knowing the world. For when man would have come to know that his own design is the design of earth, he would also know that whatever he would do, in any way that he would do it, it will be because of the way in which he relates to his world. And God saw man go everywhere, looking everywhere for what he was not given to find. He went outside of his world to look for what is not of his world. And he did not know that in every way that he would go that is wayward, he would end up becoming more and more disordered. And in his disordered way, he would always go the wayward way. And the wayward way is what God told man took you further and further away from the truth. And so the whole world was always going in a disordered way. And no man is able to understand why he experiences so many catastrophes in his world, and why it is that he too suffers so many impediments in his world, because he did not know that in every way that this world that is his earth becomes disordered, so will he also experience disorder within himself. Your God taught the children of God the relationship that exists between them and earth must be one in which they must give praise, honor, and glory to all things on earth, that all things on earth would give praise, honor, and glory to them. We taught our children that in all the ways that they must sojourn on this earth, they must always respect the power and might of earth. Earth in return would respect the might and power that is within them. And when the children walked in this balance and harmony in the order of all things that are sacred and divine, the children were able to experience the perfection of life on earth. Everywhere God says, our son, you look around you. We told them there is change and there's also decay. And the change and decay that comes always affects man and his stay on earth. These things man did not know, because man sought to rearrange the order in which earth works, never knowing that in seeking to rearrange the order of earth, he would rearrange the order of himself. This whole earth, this whole world that man lives on, has been before man. It is greater than man. And whenever man came to reside on it, it is the earth that fathered and mothered man and everything else. Man never really questions, how is it that the creatures that are smaller than himself can do so great things? Where did their thinking come from? Where did their abilities come from? Why it is that they can recognize things that man cannot recognize? And they do not have any of the systems of man erected on earth in order to be able to be what they want to be and to be able to do the things they do. Man looks at these creatures. He studies their habits and their habitats. But he never studies where did the power and intelligence that they display come from. Why is it that all these lowly creatures can go anywhere on earth and not only survive, but know the language and culture and customs and the traditions of the land? They do. They do. And they show man that wherever he can dwell, they too can dwell. And they didn't need any of the things that man goes after in order for them to be what they wish to be. And God says unto you, the children of God were told, you are the tree of knowledge. You are indeed the tree of life, because it is in this knowledge that you come to understand what life is. And when the children of God were able to demonstrate the magnitude of the powers they had, they were seen as gods. For that is the way you become God, because you know all things and you know the possibilities that are available in all things. We say to you that in teaching and preaching, the children of God must come to recognize that it is only in the acquisition of the sacred knowledge that they were given that they will then be able to be free, free from every impediment, every disease, every virus, every disaster that afflicts man. That is the freedom that God wanted them to have. For they went everywhere saying, we want to be free. We want to be free. And your God asked them, free of what? Free of what? For instead of saying to God, God, let me be free to return back to being the gods and goddesses that we are, they say, I want to be free to follow, to mimic, to model every wayward way that they saw the tribes of earth brought into the world that caused the disorder in the world. We told them, these are not our ways. These are not the ways we have given to you. And yet the children of God persist in pursuing all these different paths, never realizing that it was taking them further and further away from being the gods that they were. And so you must tell them the reason that God has given unto them to share what they have with those who don't have, to uplift, to turn away from all these selfish ways, is because God said that was the way you went wayward. And that was the way you lost your powers. And that is the way that the tree of knowledge became bare unto you. We always show them. When the tree gives up everything, it goes the way of being bare. No leaves, no buds, no fruits, no flowers. It goes bare. And it shows man that in its barren state, it waits. It waits. And when it waits, it receives the fulfilling of the blessing of earth, and it begins to blossom and flower and bloom and bear fruit again. And that is the lesson of the tree to man. You are the tree of life. Look around you. Understand the way the tree speaks to you. For it speaks volumes that you don't understand. It speaks volumes that you don't understand. You are the tree. And unless you come to know how you are the tree, you would never come to understand why it is that you don't bear fruits in abundance, that you very often go through barren times, and that in every way that you become barren, you are always lamenting the state in which you are. There is a reason why God takes away from many, because God wants them to wait and ask God, is there a reason why you have given me so much and then taken everything away from me? And God would have taught them that giving was the way of learning how to receive, so that in every way the tree gives and gives its all, it also knows that it will again receive. And it does it because the trees is well rooted in the faith that earth would continue to replenish it, that it may work in the purpose for which it was given to serve. So is man. You have a purpose, like everything else. But when you do not know your purpose, you do not know how you should serve. And in giving unto you to give what you have to those who do not have, God wanted you, the children of God, to know that that was the way back to your own salvation. That is the way back to your own salvation. No man can bring salvation to you except you find a way to know how salvation comes. In teaching and preaching and saying to you, I am the way, I am the truth, I am your light, I am saying to you that all you have to do is to follow or model that which was given for you to know. You do that in your schoolwork. They teach you things, you incorporate them, and you replay them. That is how you learn. They teach you, they ask you to show them that you have known what they have said to you, and you do so in the activities that you're asked to partake of. Nothing is new in speaking to you and saying to you what you are given to do. It is the way that the Father and Mother Creator God ask of you. Do you know what you have been told? And if you know, show us that you understand that which you were given to know. The truth is having to be in alignment with the divine order that exists in you, that exists on earth. When you are truly aligned with the divine, you come to recognize what truth is. And light represents the way in which you are able to truly interpret the knowledge that is given to you. That is wisdom. And so in all the ways that you would have become the way and the truth and the light, you would have become the source of all creation. You would have become the embodiment of what you call the soul. These things you are given to know, for God is true to every promise that God has made to you, that the time will come when God will give to you the way to your own redemption, that in being redeemed in the way in which all things are restored unto you, so would you return back to being gods and goddesses. Everything that you have done that has taken you the wayward way are all the things that God has asked of you to give up. And God knows there are many of you whose hearts are hardened in the ways of this world. But God shows you that it really doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you believe. It really doesn't matter what you believe you want to hold on to. God has the power to end your existence at any time. God has the power to terminate you at any time. I say unto you, and I have said unto you, there are many who shall pass quickly, and they shall pass leaving everything that they did not want to give up. Nothing you have is yours. And when the world misled you into believing that you owned it, you followed the wayward ways of people lesser than yourself. You wanted to acquire, you wanted to own, you wanted to hold on, you wanted to control, you wanted to be great, you wanted to be mighty. And God says to you, you are of a higher being. If all these things are lesser than yourself, why are you pursuing them so rigorously, so ferociously, in many ways so destructively? These are not the ways of God to you. These are not the ways of God to you. Your powers and your ultimate happiness lies not in the acquisition of things that perish, but in the ability of being able to command all that you survey. Think about it. Think about it. If you can command everything that you survey, why would you need to accumulate anything? Why would you need to squabble for anything? Why would you need to destroy for anything? And these are the lowly ways of the tribes of earth. And so God says unto all of you, stop modeling them. Stop trying to be like them. Stop following the things they do. These are not the ways of celestial beings. And celestial beings are what you are. Turn away from these ways. Turn away from these ways. Let not the things that are lesser than you confuse you into believing that it makes you great, it makes you mighty, it makes you secure, it makes you powerful, it makes you become lesser than you are. It makes you to become lesser than you are. And there is none, however much they took from this world, was able to say, I will not leave it, and I would not leave this world. There is none. So you have eyes, you have ears, you see, and you hear. And so I say to you, turn away, turn away, turn away from these ways. And that which is in the divine, in the bushel light within you, shall begin to glow and shine. And that tree of life that is barren in you will be activated to become fruitful in you. I give you the word of my Father and the word of my Mother God, that in following the ways given to you, so will the Christ light in you be risen, and in rising, it will illuminate the way for you to go. It shall give you access to sacred knowledge. It shall place you in the path of wisdom, and with wisdom you will be able to interpret, truly interpret, the knowledge that is of the tree that is within you. Shinima hana harukoso sikidik tutua. Ilimarakato emakirikina uba oro ori iri ira. The golden ways of God are given unto those who follow the sacred precepts of their Almighty Creator gods.